actually, right now we're sitting in a Walmart parking lot in Chicopee, Massachusetts, which is kind of where the band's based out of.
Yeah.
And we are leaving tonight. I just came down from my home in New Hampshire, getting back on the road.
Well, everybody here is super excited to see you guys because the last time you guys were here, I believe
had swine flu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, oh, man, nobody better get sick. I'm dying to see them.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I couldn't believe it. Like, Jason actually went and got tested for the H1N1, and they were like, yeah, you got swine flu. You should take the day off. And we're like, okay. So everyone's feeling pretty good, and it's summertime, so it's not flu season, so we should be okay.
Just make sure you feed all your band members lots of vitamins.
Yeah, lots of vitamins and lots of booze, so they can just go ahead and if they're sick, they won't really notice. They'll be like, oh, I think I'm hungover. Here, have a drink.
And, alcohol kills the bacteria. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's what I hear,
I'm extremely excited because I was hoping to talk to you because I knew that you were a Marine.
Yes,
and
I was in the Marine Corps.
My father, he was a Marine sergeant. So I was wondering, is there anything you do special for the Marine Corps? Go over there, do special concerts?
We haven't been fortunate enough to get with the USO and do any kind of trips or anything. A lot of the reason is just because of our schedule has been really, really, really packed. We were talking about doing something back in March. We had about 3 weeks off, but we just couldn't quite make it fit. It's not a case of do we want to or not because, I was in the Marine Corps. My dad was in the Air Force. My uncle was in the Air Force. My roommate currently just recently got a discharge from the Army. He was a Ranger, Special Forces guy. I dated a girl that was in the Marine Corps for a while, in a pretty serious relationship. Both my grandfathers served in World War II, so there's a lot of military background and stuff, in my personal life. And so it's not really a question of whether or not we want to. It's just a matter of getting the time where we can actually do it and go out and play for the troops. I'd go overseas. I'd go to Iraq. I'd go to Afghanistan if they were like, hey, let's go, So.
Yeah, see that you're a fellow devil dogs.
Hoorah.
Well, I have a lot of friends and exes that are in the Marine Corps, and I know they just blast you guys whenever, like, they're hanging out, working out, trying to get, their rage up, getting ready for a mission or something. They listen to you guys, like, religiously.
That's kind of cool, in my opinion. Dudes that are getting ready to go out on an operation, on a patrol, and to think that they're listening to my band, before they go out and just swing the hammer,
Yes.
But it's cool. It's kind of humbling, Dudes email me on my Facebook or whatever, and they're like, "Yo, man, I was just in Afghaniland, and we used to listen to you guys before we went on patrol." Or dudes, when Iraq was really hot and heavy, dudes were like, "We blaring this over the psyops Humvee before, while we're going in, and it's awesome, blah blah blah." And that's really cool, to think that you can give dudes that have been away from home for 10, 12 months, possibly on their second, maybe third tour of duty in a foreign country at war, literally where dudes are trying to kill them, and to think that you can be a little slice of home for them. Yeah. That's really awesome.
And motivation, really and keep their spirits up.
Yeah, totally.
Phil, I've been following All That Remains since the very start. Notice you guys come out with an album every 2 years. Is there something you're currently working on right now for 2012?
We're talking about it.
Oh, I see. You're not going to give me any little information, little details.
I have a chorus written, and Ollie has some music for that, but that's all we have. You know how when you're in college or in high school and you go ahead and don't do any studying until the night before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's kind of what we do. We're like, oh, man, we got to write a record. Crap, let's go.
Well, do you guys have, like, an alarm clock where it's 2 years is coming close? We got to write an album. Let's put something out.
Yeah, like, we've been on tour for this record for just going on a year. Mm-hmm. And once you hit a year, you're like, oh, time to start thinking about another record, huh? Yeah, okay, let's start writing.
That's hilarious. Well, is there any special projects other than the album that you may be working on right now?
Not musically, no. I'm opening a gun shop in New Hampshire.
Are you
so
serious?
I'm dead serious. Yeah, I'm definitely a gun dude. But no, there's musically, I don't have anything going on. All That Remains, it really kind of taps me out, honestly, musically. Like, it's like anything I want to do musically, we can do in All That Remains. I mean, whether it's screaming, or if we want to write a really thrashy thrash song, it's all screaming all the way through with blast beats and double bass, we can do that. If we want to write, kind of like a power ballady, more, a half acoustic thing, we can do that too, which is really awesome. I feel like, we put all this work into All That Remains, and we try to be a diverse metal band that covers more ground than your average metal band. And because of that, we don't feel limited. I don't feel like there's songs that need to come out that I couldn't write for All That Remains. It's really, really free and open writing process and stuff. Nobody's like, no, we can't do that because we're this. Everyone in the band is like, all right, let's try it. If we don't like it, fine, but we're not going to not try it just because it sounds weird or kooky. That's how all of our best stuff has always come out, is when we're writing stuff that, the first time we bring it up, someone looks at you and goes, what? If you can do that, then, if you can go ahead and have someone in the room go, are you serious? And then, have it work and have it make sense in the song and stuff, then, you're onto a good thing. Yeah, when no is not an option, then no one's allowed to say no. You're allowed to say, I don't like it, but you're not allowed to say, no, I don't think we should try that, because that just stifles creativity. And there's been a lot of stuff that we've written that the idea that initially, someone says, ooh, let's try this, that may not have been the idea that, it really kind of came to fruition, but it was the spark that started something. There's been times when people be like, let's try this, and then there's kind of a mess up, and then someone else goes, ooh, I just got an idea just now, let's try this. And that's happened a bunch of times. And if we didn't try what seemed like a weird idea, we'd have never gotten that cool thing that everyone was like, oh, man, that's so cool. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So saying no is a bad idea. We're not too cool to go ahead and say, let's try something that sounds like it's not cool. I mean, at the end of the day, we're just four dudes and a chick that get to write songs for a living.
Hell yeah. Well, when it comes to performing, do you guys have, any goals that you guys try to set?
Well, I mean, we try to make sure that the crowd's a part of the show, but really the first and foremost thing is go out there and have a good time. Because if we're having fun, then that'll come across to the crowd. If you're bummed out and you don't feel like being there, if you're homesick and you let people kind of pick up on that vibe, then the crowd, oftentimes kind of replies in the same, like, I'm not really sure if I like these guys. Oh, yeah. But if you're up there and you believe it and you're like, check this crap out, I don't know if we're live or not, but, check this out, then you can get the crowd involved and their experience watching you is going to be more enjoyable, and there's a better chance they're going to go home and check your website out or buy a record, buy a shirt or something like that. So, or come back and see you the next time you come through. At the end of the day, that's what we want. We want people to come back and come to the show and have a good time.
Jeannie, she is your bassist now. When looking for a new bassist, was there something that just stood out about her that you had to bring her onto the team?
We knew Jeannie for a long time before she joined the band. Like, Jeannie's from the area. Jeannie's from, Massachusetts, and she'd been in bands, we played shows with around town and stuff, and she just happened to be out on the Sounds of the Underground tour in 2005, when we were looking for a bass player. We had a dude that just kind of punked out at the beginning of Sounds of the Underground, and so we were like, oh, what are we going to do? And so we had people filling in, and at the end of the tour, Jeannie's like, I'll play. And we're like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. So and she's been in the band ever since. We knew her, so it wasn't like a situation of like, oh, I don't know, is this girl going to be crappy, or is she going to be dumb, or we're going to have to worry about her period, we knew that she was fine. So we're just like, all right, cool, come on, get in the band.
Well, no disrespect. I just noticed that there's a lot of female bass players that have been joining bands, and I think that's awesome. Just didn't know if you guys were like, let's bring her on. We need a female part of the band.
No, if anything, there was a little bit of, do we want to be that band that has a chick bass player? To be honest with you, if I'm going to be fair, Yeah. And then then we're just like, oh, it's Jeannie, she's cool, no big deal. I mean, that does kind of seem like, oh, it's a chick, she must play bass. We kind of didn't want to fall into the stereotype and stuff, but at the same time, we were like, well, we know her, we know she can handle the stuff. She looks good on stage, she's easy to get along with, so let's not worry about the small things and go ahead and focus on the important stuff. She's got her shit together. Oh, I think I might have swore.
It's okay. I have a bleeper.
Good. Yeah.
Well, Phil, thank you so much for talking to me. Is there anything you want to mention before I let you go?
Check us out on Facebook, /All That Remains. You can check out my Facebook page. There's a link there somewhere.
I'll link it up.
Awesome. Cool.
Because I'm going to post this on my Facebook, so I'll just tag you in it. How about that?
Cool. Good stuff.
Sweet. And I'll tag you on our Facebook.com/Q98Rocks page. Thank you again so much, Phil, and we'll see you at Qzilla.
No sweat. We'll talk to you soon.
Nomi. Q98 Rocks.